In Malaysia, a land of rich culture and diversity, we are only beginning to understand the stories that have shaped this land, this people. From shamans of high magic to shadow spirits of ethereal realms, we will tell the stories of these masters of myth and lore, of song and drama in a series that will transport you back in time. For theirs are stories of recognition and dislocation, of artistry and subsistence, of triumph and struggle through the ages. This is where our journey begins, in the Masters of Tradition. We begin in Kelantan, on the east coast of Peninsular Malaysia, with Pak Yusof, a Tok Teri or shaman of the ancient art of Main Pateri. He is one of the last living practitioners of a ritual that can be likened to a dance of the inner winds. By embodying spirits through powerful invocations, he has guided and healed many patients from mental and emotional stress, releasing repressed energy through highly charged ritual performances. The concept of angin, or the inner winds, is intrinsic in the Kelantani psyche, understood in a Western framework as notions of temperament. This ritual, combined with personal and communal significance, is threatened in an age of religious skepticism and doubt. We find one man who is a link to an ancient way of healing, a system so effective it continues to baffle the practitioners of Western psychoanalysis. As he says, it is simply a matter of knowing what is true to the nature of each person. As each has his own angin, so he must follow that angin. From the first time he saw a wayang kulit performance at the age of 9, Pak Dolah Baju Merah knew that he wanted to be a puppeteer. This early passion drove him to learn the craft. Beginning by making puppets out of dried leaves, he ascended quickly and was celebrated as a child genius. In a feast for the shadow spirits, we see Pak Dolah offering thanks to the spirits and teachers that have given him his powers and have guided his career as a dalang wayang kulit, a puppet master. He is revered by the people of Kelantan as a master storyteller whose ability transcends classic legends and brings modern myths to life. But due to a state regulation that makes it almost impossible for him to perform, many of his puppets will remain asleep in their wooden chest, and his elaborate tales never to rise and figure in the memory of generations to come. The importance of memory handed down from one generation to another is crucial, as in the lineage of Cik Ning, a legendary Mak Yong performer. We look at this predominantly female form of dance drama through Mak Suti and discover a friendship between two women that surpassed turmoil and fame. With the death of Cik Ning, Mak Suti seized the responsibility of reminding Cik Ning's descendants of the generational memory held closely in their lineage. An initiation ritual is held where Cik Ning's teenage granddaughter embraces the angin Mak Yong in her lineage. She releases her angin in a ceremony likened to a pageant of the ancients, where she is reminded of her ancestry and feels a sense of continuity in a Makyong lineage that has spanned 9 generations. Chum was groomed as a young boy to grace the stage as a Manora performer, slowly mastering a skill handed down by his father. Manora literally means a state of constant movement, of action, like a bird which settles on a tree, only to move on. This is poignant, as Chum is part of the cultural enclave of being intrinsically Siamese in Kelantan. As neighboring cultures have a tendency of crossing boundaries and barriers, Chum's Manora has, in time, assimilated to become Malaysian. We are reminded of this as Chum performs in a Chinese village celebration, a communal event that is held together by the belief in ancestral gods. Chum becomes a performer to entertain the gods, at the same time appealing to a multiracial audience which partakes of the event. Yet, the necessity to transfer knowledge to make a living is also apparent in Chum, once a leader of a thriving Manora troupe of 20. Now, potions, blessings and charms have become a lucrative livelihood for a dancer groomed from young to grace the stage. As we move away from Kelantan towards the bright lights of the capital city, Kuala Lumpur, we remind ourselves of a time when places such as New World Park and Bukit Bintang Park were sites of urban popular entertainment. Nights of cabaret and joget dancing, at the center of which was Bangsawan, modern Malay opera. On a stage where heroes and heroines were stars, Rahman B was born. And he grew up following his father's troupe, Bangsawan Bintang Timur, the Star of the East. Shakespearean plots, Arabian myths, and tales from the Malay annals were performed on the same stage by actors who improvised and mesmerized through drama, dance, and music. Rahman B is a keeper of his past. His collection of artifacts, costumes, weaponry, craft, and stories are what he brings to his students, together with memories from a vibrant, glamorous phase of our history. Choi Yin-hyung, or Madam Choi, as she is known, was also born into a family of performers. Her art is that of the celebrated form of Chinese Cantonese opera. Spectacles of costumes and characters from classical tales are visual delights she has learned to present. Aware of shifting times, she knows the value of making her art more appealing to maintain her audiences. At the height of festivals in the Chinese lunar calendar, she tours with her troupe, invitations to perform abound, and she plays the role of a prima donna and manager with full charisma. Yet, with ease and warmth, she opens her stage to us, her audience, a wealth of stories performed. With a devotion to teaching, she passes on her craft to enthusiasts, amateurs with an interest to learn. In stretching out to understand other cultures, we are enriched. Legends whose repertoire of stories have entertained thousands. Legends whose own lives and personal histories now take center stage. Through empathy, we feel. Through appreciation, we learn. Perhaps they will become for us figures of culture,